Okay, I'm actually not shocked by this whatsoever. If you've been keeping up with Giannis and keeping up with some of the things that he said about the San Antonio Spurs, what this NBA executive just said, I'm not shocked.
I want some nasty. Are we having fun yet?
All right, guys, so let's go ahead and dive straight into this. Like I said, if you've been keeping up with Giannis and some of the rhetoric he spews about the San Antonio Spurs, it's not that much of a shocker that we could potentially be a dark horse to grab him if he does not stay with the Bucks. Now, Giannis is very vocal, but he's also very professional. So for him to come out and basically say, his party to say, hey, if the Bucks don't get it together, I'm not staying. I mean, that speaks volumes. I'm going to take his word for that, a word on that. And another thing too is he's a very loyal guy. So the fact that he has that coming out of his mouth and coming from his camp speaks volumes of where his head is at. I would not be shocked by any means if Giannis walks away from the Milwaukee Bucks. Now, with that being said, the question is, does he come to San Antonio? So we're going to take a look at this article, but before we do, if you guys want to support the channel, as always, clanthemerchfan.com, link in the description if you want to support. Just got an order actually this morning, so I really do appreciate all the love. And if you don't want to get any merch right now, that's fine. Just become a Patreon YouTube member. That's only $2 per month. And if you don't want to do that, just like the video. That's good enough, okay? Just subscribe and like the video. All right, so let's go ahead and take a look at this. So your boy Giannis, as you guys know, he's basically my second favorite player in the NBA. Jokic being number one. I love Jokic. Now, if we're talking about the Spurs, I mean, obviously it's Wemby, Jeremy Sohan. They're in a different tier, okay? But I'm just saying overall, like outside San Antonio, he's one of my favorite players. So yes, here. Giannis shook things up a few days ago when he said that he would leave the Bucks if the franchise wasn't in winning mode. That's a very bad sign, and there's no play button. Speaking with the New York Times, the Greek Freak said that what matters to him the most is to see that everyone in the organization is willing to sacrifice and win championships. Crazy that he would even bring that up. If they are not on the same page with him, he would consider leaving the Bucks, even though he still has 3 years left on his current deal. Now, moving on, it says, following this comment, a few NBA franchises emerged as suitors in that scenario. NBA insider Mark Stein named the LA Lakers and New York Knicks. I'm starting to not listen to Mark Stein that often, I'll just be honest, but the other option would be trade superstars instead, like Jalen Brunson and Anthony Davis or LeBron James, but this is not a likely scenario, obviously. According to the NBA executive, 3 teams can emerge as favorites to land the Greek Freak, either as a free agent. Oh, sorry, I've read something wrong. Either as a free agent or via a trade. And it says here, report, NBA executive believes no one would be in a better position to get Giannis than OKC and 2 other dark horses, San Antonio and Toronto. So, yeah, they just go on and say, where's his mentality at? You know, how does he feel about things right now? And we kind of know all this, okay? We've kept up with it. He says here, next summer, extension would make more sense for both parties. Even then, I don't know. I would not be the best version of myself if I don't know that everybody's on the same page. So that's just a bad sign, okay, for him to even allude to the fact that not everyone might not be on the same page. That is not good. And Giannis never came across as a guy that's going to pick the bag over winning. I mean, all these guys are filthy rich, but you get what I'm saying. Now, when it comes to the Spurs, it makes sense for him to come to San Antonio. He's had nothing but great things to say about Spurs. Now, I know some people will bring this up, and I'm sure people already put this in the comments because people tend to like comment before like even watching the video, which is fine. But I know that he's technically not in the timeline, okay? I understand that. But this is Giannis we're talking about. So from the Spurs perspective, I would not play around with this. If you have an opportunity to get Giannis, you grab him. Do not play around. Don't think about it. This is a no-brainer. You team him up with Wemby and you go about your business. Do not overthink getting Giannis. I don't care what age he's at. Get Giannis. And especially if we're talking a couple years from now or a few years from now, we'll be good. I think the Spurs will be more in contention around that time anyways. But as far as Giannis is concerned, he said nothing but great things about San Antonio. He's talked about Tim Duncan, how when he retires, he wants to be like Tim Duncan. He's like, where is he? I don't even know where Tim Duncan is right now. I don't know. And he admires that. Same thing with Wemby. I mean, he talked to Serge Ibaka saying basically this kid is something serious. Get ready. He's gonna be wild. So he's a fan of Wemby's game. Obviously, with him being coached by Budenholzer, he's used to a San Antonio Spurs style of coaching, right? So he's used to this. Like, he is a Spur at heart. he is. He's a very high IQ, good player. Want to work hard and win championships. But let's go ahead and see this. So this is him talking about being the face of the NBA. And you can't tell me he's not a Spur.
4 of the 5 best players in the NBA right now, you could argue, are European or international. Just curious what you've made of the international growth in the NBA over the last couple of years.
It's been incredible.
No.
Right now, guys can come and compete. Guys can win games. Guys can carry teams. You can be a franchise player. And I feel like when I came in 10 years ago, it's kind of hard. Like, you saw, because I think only Dirk, but now it's way more. From Luka, from Jokic, from Embiid, from Siakam, me, Gobert, both of the Bogdanovic, Detroit and Atlanta. Like, you see that guys are stepping up and helping the team winning the best way possible. And it's people before us set the path for us. From Manu Ginobili, Tony Parker, Pau Gasol, Tony Kukoc, Drazen Petrovic, Dirk Nowitzki, Hakeem, Sabonis.
All I heard was Manu and Tony. I don't know who. I don't know these names. I'm just kidding.
And I can just keep going all day, but we have to set the path for the next generation. For people from overseas, that you can come to the NBA, you can be that guy. You can be one of the faces of the league. If you really want to be that, I don't. But you can carry your team into the playoffs. You can be one of the best teams in the NBA. So I'm happy that I can be that example for the next one of those examples. To take all the credit, one of those examples for the next generation from kids that come from overseas.
Why do you say I don't? Just curious.
I don't want.
Good question.
You don't want to be the face, I guess.
I don't care about that. I don't. I only care about winning. I only care about having fun. I want to enjoy the game. I want to be healthy.
Let's see. Got Popovich, so we're good on winning. Having fun, we have Sohan, so we're good on that. I don't know. I'm being stupid.
I want to compete in a high level for as long as many years as I have left, and I want to go back home to my kids and enjoy my time with my kids. I don't believe being the best in the NBA.
No.
Change makes you play better or makes you play worse. I've seen people that want to be the best in the NBA, but you don't compete, you don't make your team great, or it doesn't really matter. I want to make my team great. I want to compete. I want to enjoy the game. And when it's all said and done, I want to say, hasta luego. That's how you say it. Kisses, bye-bye, and I've been one tropical island, and I'm not going to be watching the game. I'm not going to lie to you guys.
Now, usually I don't play it in its entirety, but I think that this is important. It just displays his mentality. I know, like, it's like a broken record at this point, especially listening to Spurs fans about this, on like, what this is the Spurs mentality, but it is real. And I think that part of it is the fact, I don't know what's going on with this video, but part of it is the fact that the Spurs for so long have brought in guys from all different backgrounds of life, all different cultures, and they approach the game the right way. And I think that just comes with the territory, with the type of guys that you bring to San Antonio. And I would not be surprised at all if Giannis, when it's all said and done, says, you know what, this isn't working out with the Bucks. I'm gonna go over there with Wemby. They've been doing some good things over the last couple years, and that's where I want to go. I would not be surprised by it by like any means. So I just think that that's something just to keep an eye on. And I know that it sounds a little crazy because like Spurs getting Giannis, but this is a game changer. I felt a little indifferent about it previously before getting Victor. Now that we have Victor, it's a game changer. Anything's on the table. I wouldn't excuse it and say, oh, no, there's no way he comes. No, this is not the San Antonio Spurs of a year or 2 years ago. Okay, this is a completely different ball game. We're going to get back into winning pretty soon. Now, if it was like right now, I don't know, if let's say Giannis hypothetically was a free agent right now, would he pick the Spurs? Probably not. But I'm assuming in the next couple years, the Spurs are going to be pretty good. Not only that, this next season, this season coming up, we have the toughest schedule in the NBA. So I expect the Spurs to get a top pick. Okay. I just do. I don't expect us to make it to the playoffs. I don't even really expect us to be in the play-in. That's just my thoughts on it. But I do think that, with that being said, we're going to be really nice. We're going to be set up really nice for 2024. Hopefully get a top pick in that draft. And then 2025 is a great draft. And we got about 3 first-round picks possible in that one. So the Spurs are on track. They're going to be fun. Just going to take a couple years. And by that point, it's going to line up perfectly. We just got to hope that the Bucks start to screw up a little bit. But those are my thoughts on it. I don't think it's off the table. I don't think it's a silly thing to bring up at this point. I think it's completely completely possible for him to come to San Antonio. But anyways, you guys know how to support. I appreciate all the love. Until next time, bye.